So talking about the industry, because I'm always fascinated with kind of how how someone goes from kind of their life to it's this very 99% of people are only going to ever see it from the outside.
Yeah.
Right. And so I feel, and it's probably to a certain degree, a unique story for each individual person. For my understanding, for you, it was just you were walking down the road one day and someone was like, you got it.
Yeah, they handed me a business card. Very professional looking. He was, dressed like you in a button-down, slacks. He got out of his car. He handed me a business card. He was a marketing executive. So he wasn't just like some sleazy producer. I went in and I toured the studio. Very professional. Like there was cubicles I would say about like 40 cubicles of people just sitting there working with headphones on with pictures of their families and, decorations all over their walls and stuff. So it's not what most people think of, like they see on the Netflix documentaries where it's like a shady motel room or like some sleazy basement. It was a much more professional show.
Right, because it was a much larger organization than kind of, I think when you talk about the Netflix show, it's
Hot Girls Wanted.
Yes,
yeah,
which I think they've made now several things.
Yeah,
but yeah, well, and that's kind of like a smaller organization, kind of one girl. I don't know. Yeah.
They all live in one house, and they have one guy who's just driving them from gig to gig, and it's oh god, I think that's one side of the industry, and then another side is extremely professional where, they pay taxes and there's...
And that was your experience?
Yes.
Right. So you go in, very professional. What kind of goes through your head after you do kind of the tour and you start thinking of, or what were you thinking of? Like, how would this affect my life?
I didn't think about how it would affect my life. I was naive and I thought thousands of girls every month, film themselves or go into the industry and no one knows their name. No one ever hears about them. So I can kind of do this to boost my confidence and no one will ever find out about it. Who's going to be searching for me?
So that's really interesting because I feel like that's somewhat similar to, is it the Real Girls Do Porn lawsuit that's happening? There are allegations that they were told that this is only going to be essentially like physical copies in Australia. And they had the same kind of mindset of like, well, who's going to see that?
Yeah.
Right. I live in, I have no one that follows me. No one's gonna be like, that's her right there. And then it gets uploaded and everyone sees it.
Yeah.
But for your experience, kind of from not having been on a set before, what is that like?
A lot more intimate than you would expect. Like it's not like the movies portray it. There's one cameraman. That's it. And then two people.
Okay.
You and whoever you're shooting with. So it's kind of like this where there's lights on you, so you can't really see the rest of the set because it's so bright. So you kind of forget that there's other people there. Also, adrenaline completely takes over. As soon as the lights go on, it's just like a blur.
I could see that. I mean, I've only ever experienced something like that if I've gone on stage.
Yeah.
Right. It's just this thing that I've never experienced before.
It goes by like that. And you get off and you're like, you could ask me to, recount what just happened. And gun to my head, I could not
almost
do
like
it.
Not blackout, but it's almost like that.
It's just a blur. It feels like it happened in the span of 45 seconds, even though it was 30 minutes.
So you kind of don't think about the larger thing because what happens with you has really never happened before, right? People say like, what do you think would happen? Well, not this. It was the first time something like this happens. You end up doing the now international news hijab scene.
Yes.
What the hell happens after that? Because I know that you've talked about you jokingly before the scene, you're like, you guys are going to get me killed.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't you didn't probably really think that. You thought maybe I'll get some messages, right?
Yeah, I just thought there would be backlash. I didn't think that all of the backlash would be directed at me. People were acting like I was the one who came up with the concept and, told everyone, all right, places, get your dick out. Like, no, I'm not in control of that. The actress isn't in control of what the context of the scene is. You do have a say if you're not comfortable with something, but no one will ever listen to you if you say, no, I don't think we should scrap this. How about Schoolgirl? No one's ever done that before.
Right.
So
When's the first time that you knew that it was becoming a much bigger situation?
Right after that scene came out.
Oh, so it was instant.
Yeah. Because until then, no one knew.
But I mean, was it like a friend called you? Like I saw you on the news?
So I was actually doing social media. I was their social media manager for the company that I worked for.
Okay.
So I was like on the books on payroll, not just as a porn actress. So I was in the office one day and all of a sudden 2 people come into the room and they're like, this is crazy. You have all of these interview requests. I'm like, what is going on? And I checked my Twitter and it was blowing up, and no pun intended. And everyone was just going crazy about it. Like there was hate, there was curiosity, everyone had an opinion about it. And amidst all that, I started getting death threats from people online who were posing as ISIS or ISIS sympathizers, or I don't even know, but it was really scary. And after that, I kind of like started to shy away a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that point, my life was kind of ruined. It was turned upside down.
Ruined in what way?
I knew that there was no going back from this. So for like a month and a half, I continued to be in the industry. I think I shot 3 or 4 more films after that.
Sure.
But then I realized like I was never doing this because I enjoy this. I was never doing this because I need or want the money, because the money is shit. It's fucking terrible.
So what was it that? Yeah, okay. Of course. Not on my channel. No. So what did push you into it?
It was the fact that I was getting attention and the validation I was getting, and people on set telling me, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," and the attention from these good-looking men who I never in a million years thought would give me the time of day. So I was caught up in the whirlwind of that, completely forgetting about what I was doing for myself and my future.
So do you feel like for you that it was more of these outside forces and it wasn't empowering in any way? Or do you feel like maybe in the moment you felt empowered, but
I think it was a false sense of empowerment.
Okay.
Because now that I know what true empowerment from within feels like, it doesn't come from things like that. It comes from succeeding and reaching a goal that I set for myself, and making my fiance smile, or like things like that are what empower me now. And that's long-lasting empowerment. That's the empowerment that gives you true confidence. Not what I was doing before. Right. What I was doing before was, I think, a cry for help. Like I should have done therapy, not porn.